So before we go meet Grace, we thought this would be a good time to read that article she wrote. See exactly what slanderous things she said about us. And that'll set the tone for this meeting, right? Also, we're looking at the Saber Vipers logo on the rooftop here. We're assuming the S stands for saber. Is the white thing through it supposed to be a fang? Like a snake fang? Because they're the Vipers? It would make sense, right? But we digress. Okay. Breaking story. 5th stage of urban development plan. The state government announced the next stage of Crossbell City's urban development plan in yesterday's urban planning meeting. This 5th stage consists of legislation to expand the maintenance of the geofront, deregulate office construction, functionally enhance train stations and airports, and encourage orbital car usage. It seeks to address the needs of the city as its population and economy continue to boom. Interesting. The development plan was launched 20 years ago and has now entered its 5th stage. This announcement pairs with a forecast of economic growth for the next 10 years, which has already drawn positive public reception. This is terrific news, says a woman running a street stall. High growth will bring stability even to neighboring countries, says an international economist. These predictions of the city's economic future will be crucial to foreign relations. Oh, there it is. Society. Acclaimed Arios McLean arrives again. Yesterday, 2 local boys got lost in the geofront. They were saved by Arios McLean, an A-rank bracer associated with Crossbell City's Guild branch, who resolved the situation without incident. After following leads from citizens, McLean found the boys within a hair's breadth of being killed by monsters deep within a sector of the geofront. This feat truly fits his moniker, the Divine Blade of Wind. Questioning the careless management. After 20 years, the urban development plan has begun its 5th stage. It's seen brilliant results year after year. However, the downtown district has not seen nearly enough of this work. With recent incidents in the area, insufficient safety measures for children who may wander in, and unchecked monsters infesting buildings, the inefficiencies of the urban management in this district should be apparent. We request a speedy response to this issue from the government. Okay. Well, we don't disagree that the downtown district is being neglected by the city. The way that it's laid out here makes it sound like the kids ended up endangered in the geofront because the downtown district was being neglected. But didn't the kids enter the geofront from the entrance beneath the bell? Because that's where we came up. So we would think that that's where they went down, right? That's where the uncovered manhole was, right before we discovered one of the kids. Oh, there we are. Unexpected guests appear. In other news, some unexpected faces have appeared during the recent incident. New to the CPD this year is the Special Support Section, who had also been working to save the 2 children. However, their efforts proved unsuccessful. According to McLean, they failed to see things through to the end. This division was supposedly established to court public favor. How will they fare in the future? And in the caption, first mission, a failure? Question mark. Well, Grace is no Dorothy, that's for sure. Leisure. Crossbell's gourmet experience. Visit Lung Lao Tavern, an inn by the market on East Street. Savor authentic cuisine made by the owner-chef, who hails from the eastern quarter of the Republic. Be sure to get a taste of their crowd-favorite dish, Lung Lao Tamen. Society. Grimwood Law Office for legal advice. Ian Grimwood, who has a law firm on West Street, is said to handle everything from debt consultations to corporate legal advice. Do keep the name Grizzly Grim in mind if you ever find yourself in legal trouble. Interesting. Well, that honestly wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. all things considered. Not flattering by any means, but not horribly slanderous. How dare you do that to Wald? Get out of here already. There's no way I'll trust you now. Man, this kid never lets up. Yeah, you probably shattered his worldview after matching up to his role model. Anything new here? No. Let's go see Grace then. I knew you'd come crawling to me. Don't be shy now. Have a seat. Like I promised, it's my treat, so get whatever you like. The entire menu. Well, that's awfully kind of you. We'll have to respectfully decline the dinner. How about we stick to exchanging information? Boo, you're no fun. Or are you trying to make a statement that you're impervious to bribes, unlike the upper echelons of the CPD? Corruption. We're telling ya. What? I don't see the problem with it. If you're buying, I'll be happy to go to town on some free food. I would also accept, so long as you do not have any ulterior motives. It's probably okay. I don't see the harm in sharing a casual meal together. Poor Lloyd. Always being outvoted. You too, Ellie? Oh, the betrayal. Looks like you're the only one worried about Big Bad Grace's shady dinner invite, Lloyd. How are you ever going to become a pro detective if you're not willing to bend the rules once in a while? And accept bribes, clearly. Ugh. Alright, I get it already. But no alcohol. Thank you very much for the meal. Wow, that's quite the spread. This is delectable. The chef here is highly skilled. Munch munch. This food is very satisfying. Though it's kinda hard to savor something this tasty without a good drink. Come on, Lloyd. Don't be such a killjoy. One sip ain't gonna kill me, you know? Absolutely not. You know we're still technically on duty, right? We have to keep our wits about us at all times. Yeah, whatever. Our leader's as stubborn as a darn mule. I believe the problem is that you are far too loose with the rules, Randy. I'm going to have to agree with them. Drinking on the job is highly inappropriate. Oh, you guys are so entertaining. Your personalities are wildly different, yet you fit together so perfectly. I think the four of you really make quite the team. I hope you know that flattery isn't going to get you anything. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. We've now told you everything we know about the incident in the downtown district. I seem to recall you mentioning that you had the missing piece to the puzzle earlier. Isn't it about time you filled us in on it? No, Lloyd. You gave her the information first? No, that's not how this works. And what if I told you that I don't wanna? See? This is why this isn't how this works. I suppose we would just have to never trust you again. Further, today would be the last time we would ever speak with you. Wow, Lloyd. Oh, calm down. I was just messing with you. But I gotta say, you really are cute when you bust out that serious face of yours. Maybe because it's such a charming contrast to your usual soft, friendly disposition. Okay guys, how about we get back to work? Yes, that sounds fine by me. Thank you for the meal. Aw, don't be like that. I said I was kidding, didn't I? You want your puzzle piece, right? Fine, I'll tell you, I promise. She's got nothing. Where do I begin? Okay, first things first. Are you familiar with a group named Durvaj? Two of them are. Oh. That name. Question mark? Huh? What's up with you two? Your jaws just dropped straight to the floor. Ravach and Company? I believe there is a business in Crossbell registered under that name. Well, that's what they present themselves as. Your average law-abiding citizens. The truth of the matter is that they're actually Crossbell's mafia. Interesting. They've been controlling our dark underworld for a long time. The mafia, so they are a criminal organization then. Makes sense. I've definitely heard rumors about there being a mafia in Crossbell. Guessing this news didn't come as a surprise to either of you, yeah? Yeah. It's pretty hard to be in the dark about them if you're Crossbellan. Their organization has a vast network of connections, which includes some very powerful people. Based on what I've heard, it's because of this that the police find it difficult to take any action against them. Huh. Guess the underbelly of society is pretty much the same no matter where you go. So what does Ravach have to do with this incident? More than you'd think. I've been hearing that Ravach's bigwigs have been very active recently, suspiciously so. It's hard to pin down exactly what they're up to, but they're definitely getting ready for something big. Noticing this, I decided to do a bit of investigating of my own on the side. So the Mafia is making a move. What could they possibly be up to? Whatever it is, certainly sounds ominous. I have a terrible feeling about this. So that must be what brought you to Downtown District today, correct? What? Bingo, my friend. One of my sources let me know that about 2 weeks ago, there were a few members of the Mafia snooping around the area. But they were dressed inconspicuously, as though they were trying to conceal their identities. Wait. How long ago? It's one of these buttons. Nope, not that one. Not that one either. Okay, there we go. 2 weeks ago. Okay. But the incident that we're investigating happened 5 days ago. So... doesn't that smell awfully fishy to you? Yeah, it definitely stinks. Agreed. Something feels out of place. It's unlikely that each gang would simultaneously and independently choose to attack one another. Okay, sure. We agree with that. But what would the Mafia gain from staging an attack on each of them? Right? Like, they operate in different circles? On different levels, right? The Mafia is like organized crime. Whereas the Testmans and the Vipers are just like local street gangs. They're not on the same level. So even if the goal was to get them to wipe each other out, why? A third party orchestrating things from the shadows, however, would explain what happened. There is still something I do not understand. Why would a criminal organization want two delinquent groups to antagonize each other? Exactly, Tio. Exactly. Right. That's the million-mirror question. It makes sense that they already harbored a grudge against one another. Right? As far as I know, there haven't been any serious conflicts between them before now. Though all three of these groups might be on the violent side, the Mafia are professionals. The gangs are amateurs next to them. Since there's nothing Ravach stands to gain, I don't see a reason they'd interact with them at all. What if one of them formed an alliance with the Mafia to off their rival group? Once and for all. But does the Mafia really gain anything from that? If that's what's going on, then it'd mean the attack on themselves was staged to throw off suspicion. I'm a bit doubtful they'd go quite that far. Yeah, I didn't get the impression that Wazzy and Wald were on bad terms with each other. More like rivals. If anything, I felt like they had a sort of mutual respect for one another. Oh, that was quite the astute observation, Lloyd. Color me impressed. You're right. As far as I'm aware, Wald and Wazzy view each other as good sparring partners. Originally, Wald Saber Vipers were the only gang in the downtown district. However, that all changed 2 years ago. Wazzy showed up out of nowhere and established the Testaments. And we all know how Wald is, so he obviously went to go put Wazzy in his place. But, he got his butt kicked. Wazzy took him down. 2 for 2. Wow, you're good. Despite his charming looks and small frame, Wazzy's a skilled martial artist. Interesting. I'd heard he managed to take Wald by surprise with his lightning-quick moves and pinned him to the ground. Wow. I was not expecting that. Dang, that cute little kid's really that strong. Guess you can't judge a book by its cover. No kidding. I know from experience that Wald is no pushover either. He might have underestimated Wazzy that first time, but they fought a number of times since then, and are basically evenly matched. And I think they respect each other precisely because of that history they share. I see, so they're not just rivals. They see each other as equals. Equally crazy, maybe. Suppose that rules out any likelihood that either of them formed an alliance with the Mafia to crush each other. Right. And their respective gangs are so loyal, I doubt this could have been a few subordinates acting out of line. This can really only mean one thing. It's the CPD? I may have divulged a little more information than I should have. Huh? How do you mean? Well, I've got some interviews to take care of, so I'll be off now. Kick some butt with your investigation. I'll be eagerly awaiting a good scoop once you're done. Toodles! She certainly has her own unique way of doing things, doesn't she? But it's thanks to her that we were able to get some valuable information. Yeah, knowing that the Mafia is likely involved with this mess is a huge leap forward in our investigation. Now the real question is, why did the Mafia get involved with this? This is going to be a tough one to figure out with the limited evidence we have right now. I do not recall seeing any relevant information in the police database either. Assuming it is there somewhere, it is likely locked behind multiple levels of authorization. Interesting. So basically, it's classified, huh? That seems likely, considering all the people the Mafia has in their pocket. Corruption! Alright, let's head back to the SSS and see what Chief Sergei has to say about everything. As much as I'd love for us to solve the case, the situation is starting to become larger than what we can handle. You're right. Yeah, let's head back. Hopefully the old man will actually be there this time. Was he not there before? We thought he was just taking a nap. The lady sitting behind us earlier was pretty cute, wasn't she? Hey Roos, are you even listening? Huh? Oh yeah. What were you saying? So on that note, the CEO is obviously going to be the one, the only, the amazingly talented yours truly. Hey Roos, are you even listening? Orbital trucks cost a heck of a lot of Mira. Luckily, the government's been giving out subsidies to help make them more affordable. Thanks to that, my company's been steadily building up our fleet of trucks. So, how was your food? Oh! We found her! We found the troop member! It's great stuff, right? Daddy's such a good cook. Isn't there any place here that has cheap rent? City Hall told me to look in this area, but I haven't found anything. Seriously, just come to the SSS. We'll give you free rent and everything. Oh, we're on the edge of town, and there's delinquents all around. Basically, those guys like to come and mess the place up real good. Those tracksuit wearing jerks come here every couple of days. They're so annoying to deal with. Those guys are pretty infamous around these parts. Anyway, just stay away from those alley punks, and you'll be fine. Those brats from the downtown district ticked me off. They fought right in the middle of my humble little shop before. And I obviously threw their butts to the curb. Those hoodlums from the downtown district broke out into a huge fight in here earlier. Don't start problems in my establishment, or I won't let you off so easy next time. First things first, I need to do some preliminary market research. A month should be long enough, I think. I'll start by checking out the city. Huh? Excuse me, my lady. Do we not come here to purchase Septium? Have you forgotten about that already? Huh? What are you talking about? Why would I come to Crossbell just to buy some shiny rock? That's a total waste of an opportunity. It's quite obvious she wants to see the sights. I seem to remember seeing a huge department store when I came here from the airport. I think I'll head there first. I was hoping to buy the Septium as quickly as possible so we could return immediately. But it seems my lady is intent on spending a while sightseeing. Sure, sightseeing all the department stores. A lot more of those delivery trucks have been coming through here lately. Thanks to that, it's been much easier to stock up on inventory. Come on now, don't be shy. This one was caught just this morning. Let's see, 8 carrots, 12 onions, and 15 salmon. And then after that, wait, what else did I need to buy? Have Orbital refrigerators been invented already? Because that is a lot of food. Welcome, friends! You can count on us to sell your freshly harvested vegetables at a great price. Don't miss your chance at some great veggies. Farm grown with love, we offer our vegetables at great value prices at all times. Don't just stand there, people. Buy everything you can. There's no stopping Dins when he sets his mind on accomplishing a goal. Not only that, but he can, for better or worse, be pretty naive. I don't think he's ever been suspicious of someone's motives. So imagine my shock when he told me he wanted to start his own business. Okay. Are you Dins? You are. Not sure how those two things correlate, but okay. Dins was having a sale, so I may have bought myself a little more than I was planning to. I was trying to save some money, but look at how that turned out. That's how they get ya. Those hooligans in the downtown district sure love to come up here and cause a huge ruckus, and drive off all my customers in the process. I just put up some rather unique items too. They're really ticking me off. I end up losing customers whenever they pull that crap. It really ticks me off. Those gangs from the downtown district are stirring up trouble once again. Those hoodlums never change, do they? Can't the CPD do something about them? Why not the Bracers? They are right there. That red building is the Bracer Guild. The Bracers are super nice and say hi to me all the time. I have way too much free time on my hands. I don't like being told what to do by adults, but it's pretty boring just sitting by yourself with nothing to do. You could play with your sister. That journalist lady with the Crossbell Times came through these parts a minute ago. She's a real hard-working lass. I see her around here fairly often, actually. I see the reporter come around here fairly often. Lately, I've noticed her trying to flag down some Bracers for interviews. What's with all the commotion coming from the bridge over there? Was there an accident? I mean, there was about to be. Is it later yet? It is. Excuse me, Michelle. We came back like you asked us to. So, what did you want to show us? Well, there you are. How cute of you to come running like a group of puppies when I call for you. Rude. Well, if I recall correctly, you mentioned you had some kind of plan to measure our competency, right? You sure did recall correctly. If you're feeling up to the challenge, what do you say to taking a little test? Oh no. Huh? What kind of test is it exactly? Oh, it's nothing too complicated. I'll pick out 10 questions at random from our test bank we use in the written portion of the Bracer exam. That way, I'll be able to know if you're at least as knowledgeable as a junior Bracer if you manage to get all 10 of them right. However, if you were to fail, there will be no place for us to operate in Crossbell, where some of the continent's greatest Bracers have gathered. That's not his decision to make. Am I correct? Man, talk about putting on the pressure. So we miss one question and we're gonna be labeled as a bunch of idiots. That's kind of a raw deal. Oh, pshaw. Not at all. I'm not doing this to put you guys down. That's just not my style. So here's a tip for you. You can study the stuff that's gonna be on the exam over at the public library in the administrative district. Remember, I'm giving you this test to see if you'll actually be worth your salt when it comes to helping the citizens of Crossbell. So, are you guys up for the challenge? Sure. Why not? Sure. We'll give it a shot. Now that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yo, Lloyd, you sure about this? Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, honestly. We had to take similar exams back at the academy. And besides, it's almost like I'm running away if I back out of it now. It wouldn't feel right. I understand what you mean, and I agree. Likewise. Guess there's nothing more to say then. Let's do this. I like that feisty attitude. By the way, Lloyd, I get the impression that you're the leader of the group, in a way. Want to take a crack at answering the questions on behalf of everyone else? Yeah, I'll do it. Ooh, I love that look in your eyes. It's giving me the willies. Okay, boys and girls, let's get this party started. Oh, wait, what? Wait, no! We haven't had a chance to study! We thought we were just accepting the quest, not that we were actually starting the test. Oh boy. Bracer Guild, Receptionist Michelle's test. Bracer General Education Examination. We should be fine, right? We were Bracers in a former life. We should be fine. Fingers crossed. And now, the first question. This one will be a cute freebie to get you warmed up. As we all know, the Orbital Revolution brought forth the technical advancements of Formance to our continent. The question is, how many years ago did it occur? 50. I'm pretty sure it happened about 50 years ago, right? Dot dot dot. Bingo! Right you are, my friend. Don't let it get to your head though, that one was just a freebie. Can we have like 9 more freebies? But really, it's crazy to think about how much orbital technology has advanced in the last few decades. Back when I was a little kid, I would have never imagined riding in something as fancy as an orbital car. Seemed like something straight out of some fairy tale. Phew, that's one hurdle down. Anyway, on to the next question. Question numero dos. The driving force behind the orbital revolution was all thanks to one man's prototype orbment. This one's another gimme, but who is the creator of said orbment? Epstein? I know this one. It's Professor C. Epstein. ... Huzzah! You got the right answer! Did you guys know that people were skeptical of his invention at first? They probably just didn't see what the big deal was. But once people began to realize just how gosh darn useful they are, they quickly became an integral part of our daily lives. The Epstein Foundation has made great efforts towards the research and adoption of orbital technology. That much is common knowledge. The orbital staff I use for combat also falls under the Foundation's research efforts. Maybe Tio should be the one answering these questions? Looking up answers on her portable, orbital network device? Oh yeah, Tio totally mentioned that she's employed by the Epstein Foundation. That was a close call. She probably would have given me quite a glare if I screwed that one up. Then she should have answered. Enough chit-chat. Next question. We all know that quartz are the key component to any orbital device, right? And to synthesize quartz, you need Sepith. And when I talk about Sepith, what specific form of septium am I referring to? Septium crystals, processed septium, septium fragments. It's not processed septium, right? Because we get the Sepith from monsters. So it can't be processed septium. And once the septium gets processed, it becomes quartz anyway, doesn't it? So it's either crystals or fragments. It's a 50-50 chance. We'll go with fragments? I believe they're septium fragments. ... Oh heck yeah! You got that right, buddy boy! Septium fragments are refined into quartz, which we then use in our orbital devices. Monsters are inherently attracted to septium, so they often end up munching on Sepith. Defeating critters is an easy way to obtain Sepith, so keep that info in your back pocket. So far, so good. These questions are all common sense. It's time to prepare for question 4. Oh gosh, we're not even halfway through. Our good friend, the Erebonian Empire, lies to the west. Its important and overwhelming existence can be felt by all of us Crossbellans. I imagine you've probably seen their emblem before. Can you recall what the symbol of Erebonia is? Supporting gauntlet, white falcon, golden stallion. I believe it's the golden stallion, right? Nay! Is what I'd say if you were wrong, but you're right. It's no secret that the pride of the Erebonian Empire lies in its unmatched military might. The golden stallion is a symbol of that power of theirs, and thus is on the country's emblem. There was once an order of knights in the Empire known as the Eisenritter. They were known for employing cavalry, so that may be why the Empire adopted the golden stallion as its emblem. Nice. Managed to get that one right somehow. Now for question 5. We're almost halfway through this little quiz, so hang in there. A nation known as the Calvard Republic sits directly to the east of Crossbell, opposite the Erebonian Empire. It's no exaggeration to say that Crossbell's entire history revolves around the long-term struggle for power between Erebonia and Calvard. Now, your question is this. What is the name of the primary manufacturer of orbital and heavy weaponry for the Republic? We have no idea. What? Well, okay. It's not Zeiss Central Factory, so we have a 50-50 chance. Werner Reinfeld. Okay. We're just... Oh, this one's easy. It's the Verne Company. Verne, baby, Verne! That's exactly right! Okay. Scraped by that one. Calvert's Verne Company and Erebonia's Reinfeld Company are famous as the continent's two largest manufacturers of orbital weaponry. However, it's not fair to only discuss their weapons development. They're also responsible for making vehicles, appliances, and plenty of other nifty items. Tio, we get the feeling that you should be answering some of these. Phew, another question down. The lead-in for that one threw me off a little, so I'm glad I got it right. Looks like we made it a little past the halfway point now. You're giving a valiant effort. Nice job, fearless leader of ours. You keep this up, I'm sure you'll have no problems plowing through the rest of it. You're doing great, Lloyd. I'm thoroughly impressed. Come on, guys. I don't think I've really been that impressive. It's all pretty common knowledge so far. Well, regardless of how well you're doing, you've still got 5 questions left, buckaroo. I think you've had enough time to warm up, so it's time I up the ante. I hope you're ready. Shall we begin? It's time for the 6th question. A catastrophic event known as the Great Collapse befell our continent a long time ago. This disaster resulted in the complete loss of civilization and fractured people into different factions that waged war on one another for many centuries to follow. This period, now known as the Dark Ages, was eventually ended by one such faction that rose triumphant. They organized themselves to bring about order and justice to Zemuria, allowing for the rebuilding of society to begin. You probably know who I'm talking about, right? The Fisherman's Guild. That's totally it, right? Okay. Septian Church or Bracer Guild? I mean, the Bracer Guild does keep order. But it's gotta be the Septian Church, right? Because it was like the Bracer Guild keeps order. But the church is what brought everybody together? Yeah, that makes sense. Right? It was the Septian Church, wasn't it? It sure was. Good job paying attention in Sunday school. Around year 500 of the Septian calendar, the Septian Church emerged to spread the teachings of the sky goddess, Aidios. Their intent was to provide aid to those in need. The church's influence grew powerful enough to establish themselves across Zemuria, so the nobles and knights who ruled during the Dark Ages could no longer ignore them. The effects of Aidios and her teachings can still be felt all across the continent to this day, as they are deeply rooted in our society. Okay, good work on that one, Lloyd. Anyway, on to lucky number 7. The headquarters of the Septian Church is located in a city-state known as the Holy City of Arteria. The Holy City of Arteria is made up of various administrative organizations that handle specific tasks, giving it a state-like structure. Among these organizations is one that handles the church's ceremonial rituals. Do you happen to know which organization I'm referring to? What? No, we don't. Which organization within the Septian Church handles ceremonial rituals? The Papal Guard? The Congregation for Divine Worship? Or the Congregation for the Sacraments? Can we phone a friend? Just call up Kevin. Be like, hey Kevin, feel like divulging the secrets of the church to us. Okay, so guard makes it sound like they're there for protection? Maybe? We've definitely heard of Congregation for the Sacraments before. But Congregation for Divine Worship sounds legit too? It's a 50-50 chance. Where are you when we need you, Kevin? Okay. We feel like we've definitely heard of Congregation for the Sacraments before. So... is it the Congregation for the Sacraments? Oh, dang. Dang it! Close, but no cigar, dear. The Congregation for the Sacraments is responsible for administering the sacraments of the goddess. Whatever that means. But most info about them isn't publicly accessible. The answer I was looking for was the Congregation for Divine Worship. We've never heard of that. Probably because we didn't actually study. Kevin, where were you when we needed you, Kevin? Most priests found within chapels and cathedrals across the continent are part of this branch of the church. There's actually a cathedral located outside of the northern exit of the city that I offer the occasional prayer at. Ugh, that was really tough. Can you feel the burn? We're almost there. On to the 8th question. As we all know, the Bracer Guild has branches all across the continent. But what I really want to know is, which one is the best? Crossbell, obviously. Just where in Zemuria is its main headquarters located? Crossbell, Lamon, and Orid. We've never even heard of Orid State. But that could just be because we weren't paying attention. And we did not study. Well, the training facility was in Lamon, but it was kind of just a cabin. Not exactly headquarters, right? Pretty sure it's not Crossbell. Okay, we're going with Lamon. It's in Lamon State, obviously. We wouldn't be so sure. You're Laman, 'cause you are right! Our headquarters can be found in Lamon State, alongside our biggest investors, the Upstein Foundation. Explains how they get all the latest high-tech stuff, right? Yet another question Tio should have answered. In the event of a serious conflict, HQ can issue a direct order for all bracers to mobilize. Huh, I see. Time for the 9th question. You ever heard of that infamous thief that lives in Erebonia? He's a bit of a strange one. He steals precious works of art, and then sends out calling cards with riddles on how to retrieve them. Also, his identity is hidden behind a mask. Apparently, people laud him as some kind of hero. Sounds a bit silly if you ask me, though. Anyway, I got a little off track there. Do you know what name this bad boy likes to go by? Phantom Thief ABC. I've actually heard of him before. Wasn't his name Phantom Thief B? Unbelievable! You got it right! Looks like you've done your foreign affairs homework. His infamy transcends the confines of Erebonia, as people across the continent have heard of his misdeeds. Nothing is safe from his grasp either. He's stolen anything ranging from rare paintings in museums to a whole freaking tank. Rumor has it that he was recently running amok in Liberl. Who knows? Maybe you'll run into him sooner than you think. Please no. Yeah, I've definitely heard rumors. I'd like to avoid him if possible, though. Exactly. It's time for the 10th and final question. Oh, there's more. Erebonia and Calvert have been at each other's throats over the rightful ownership of Crossbell State for a while now. They've waged war against each other time and time again, causing grief and bloodshed for many innocent civilians. The situation became so severe that it was brought to the attention of Liberl's Queen Alicia. She proposed a treaty to end the conflict between the two nations. The treaty was signed 2 years ago by 3 nations: Liberl, Erebonia, and Calvert. If you're truly Crossbellan, then the answer to this question should be a no-brainer, right? what was the name of the treaty signed by the three nations? The Non-Aggression Pact. You're referring to a Non-Aggression Pact. And non-aggressive it was! That one should have been a gimme. The treaty was drafted with the intention of diffusing conflicts between any of the three nations via diplomacy as opposed to war. Prior to the signing of the treaty, tensions were at an all-time high in Crossbell State. I'll spare you most of the details, but both nations' armored divisions thought it appropriate to hold simultaneous military exercises at our borders. One single misstep could have had catastrophic consequences. I'm sure it would have triggered a full-scale war between the two of them. And so, Queen Alicia proposed this treaty as a means of preventing that from happening. We should all be extremely grateful to Liberl. They really saved our behinds. No way was I going to get that one wrong. Aw, it's finally over. I was having so much fun. Good job getting through that. Oh, thank Adios, it's finally over. Why don't we take a look at our score then? Looks like you managed to pull off a half-decent score at least. Honestly, I was really hoping that you'd answer them all correctly though. So were we. But even so, this is a passing mark. Yeah, I think I still have a few gaps in my knowledge for certain topics. Still, wasn't a half-bad job, yeah? Agreed. Good job, Lloyd. We can use this as an opportunity to strive towards filling in the gaps in our knowledge. Good luck. She says that like it has nothing to do with her. Thanks, everybody. This concludes our little quiz. Now that that's done, you guys better bust your humps and work hard so us bracers can catch a breather every once in a while. Yes, sir. We'll do everything we can. If only Kevin had been with us. Actually, that would have been funny if Kevin had been with us and Lloyd got that question wrong. Would have loved to have seen his reaction. We do miss Kevin though. On the bright side, at least we passed.